My name is Chris Cook. I'm the Managing Director of the Office of Communication and Marketing at Texas Tech University and Texas Tech Public Media. Texas Tech University is full of great communicators, and together we hope to bring you perspectives and insight that can help you in your field. Communication is what we do every day, and it's intricately connected to our success and failures. This is Communicators in a Cart. Dr. Katharine Hayhoe is an atmospheric scientist, director of the Climate Science Center at Texas Tech University, and was named one of Time Magazine's 100 most influential people in the world in 2014. Hi, Katharine.
Hey, Chris.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. I was hoping to run into you.
Yeah.
I'm heading to get coffee. Would you like to grab a cup real quick?
Sure. One of the biggest ways that a warmer world affects us is through speeding up evaporation. So if it's in a place that has a lot of water available, like the Gulf of Mexico, then you have an almost infinite supply of moisture. So when these storms come along, like came along with Louisiana, the storm's going to come along naturally, but there's all of this moisture to fuel the storm, and so it picks it all up and it dumps it on us. But up here in West Texas, we don't have a lot of water to draw from. So when our evaporation speeds up, it pulls all that water out of our soils and our lakes, puts it up there, but there isn't that much to begin with. So we are seeing some increase in heavy rainfall, but we're also seeing a lot drier conditions just because of faster evaporation.
And so it results in the rainfall may be heavy, but it doesn't last.
Right.
It's very short.
Exactly. It's heavy and it runs off like that. Yeah. It's the same phenomenon.
About your background a little bit.
Okay.
Just to get in your background. That's fascinating. I wish we had, like I said, 2 or 3 hours.
I know.
Because I could just listen to this all day because I'm fascinated by it. But so how did you get into the study of climate? You have a physics background. Mm-hmm. And you're from Canada.
Yeah.
Not that really has anything to do with anything, but you're from Canada. Just a little background. But your physics background, how did you get into the study of climate science?
So my undergraduate degree is in physics and astronomy. And I loved doing astrophysics. I mean, it's just so fascinating to realize that with nothing more than the basic laws of physics, we can figure out what is happening on the other side of the universe. So I was happily going along, doing research on quasars, and getting towards the end of my degree, had a few more courses I needed to take, looked around, and I found this course over in geography on climatology. So I thought to myself, well, that sounds interesting. So I took this class just thinking, oh, it's a nice class to finish my degree. And it completely shocked me. It shocked me, first of all, because I didn't realize that climate was all physics. All of the planetary physics that I've been learning is just applied to the Earth. So without knowing it, I had the perfect background to do climate science and climate modeling. And then the second thing that shocked me was the magnitude of the problem. So often we kind of have these mental issues that we rank. You know, I care about, number one, I care about, say my health or my family, my education, my job, my financial stability. You kind of rank the things you care about. And the reason why we care about climate change is not because it's a separate issue on that list, maybe around number 84 or 42. It's because climate change affects all of the things we care about. It affects our health and our kids' health. It affects our job security. It affects national security. The Pentagon, the Department of Defense have statements out about how climate change represents the threat to national security by threatening the stability of many nations that are already teetering on the edge due to other reasons.
What are some of the things at the Climate Science Center that are being researched? You talked about all the different disciplines that are involved. And I know one area of research because the story that was out there on Jennifer Vanas's research on their own playground, the heat of playgrounds.
Yeah.
And so that's just an example that whether you're a climate change believer, denier, whatever it may be, the facts are the facts. Yeah. It's getting hot and it's affecting even where our children play.
Some of the research we do is just so fascinating to me, like research like you alluded to on how our kids, when they're outside playing, we want them to be outside playing because it's healthy for them to have that fresh air and to have time to run around and play. But it's hot out there in the playgrounds. And they're also exposed to sun and they might not get enough water to drink. So we study how their environment affects kids. And are they getting enough water to drink? Are they getting enough time to run around? Are they getting overheated or dehydrated? We study a lot of other stuff too, like Water, do we have enough water? Where's our water going to come from? What's going to happen to it in the future? We study a lot related to agriculture. As it gets warmer, we see pests moving north. Are we going to have crops that can resist those pests? Are we going to have crops that we can plant earlier in the year maybe as it gets warmer and we can harvest earlier? Are we going to have to start looking at different types of crops than we've planted in the past? The way I look at it is, you know, if you're driving north on I-27, this is my favorite way to look at climate change, and that I-27 is just dead straight. And then just before you get to Plainview, there's that giant curve in the road with those concrete silos on the side. And if you're driving along looking backwards at where you've been and you get to that giant curve, you're going off the road. But if you know that curve is coming and you can prepare for that curve and you know it's going to go in this direction, then you're going to make it around safely. That's what we're doing at the Climate Science Center. When climate is stable, when it's not changing, looking backwards is safe. It'll keep us on the road. But when climate is changing, as it is very rapidly today, we need to look forward to make sure that we are going to be okay in the future.
Well, Katharine, thank you so much for taking the time.
Pleasure, Chris.
It was a pleasure having you.